Yo, fears, audience, fears. Ghostbusters, MacGyver knife. That's awesome. Coffee first. In my big Friday the 13th mug, I think so. Now we're talking. I haven't used that mug in a while, and I thought, why not? Anyway, what's up, guys? Fears, audience fears. Check it out. My Chopping Mall t-shirt. Oh, yeah. I think the better question is why wouldn't I wear it? Chopping Mall. It's not the greatest horror movie, in the world, but it's certainly one of the most hilarious ones. So there we are. Well, I've had a good day so far. Pretty good day. I'm starting off the stream pretty early because I want to spend some time tonight watching some more movies and then watching a little bit more of this. And then I want to watch either Girls' Night Out tonight or The Stepfather. I haven't decided. It's going to be one of these two. So I'm going to watch a couple more episodes of this and watch one or two or both of these. I haven't decided, but that's the watches for tonight. Also, I want to keep editing. I was watching a documentary on how to be successful on YouTube, and they said you just need to keep posting. You need to keep posting. And let's be honest. I'm doing pretty good on the streams. That's not the problem. I need to get out more videos, more video content, because loving and loyal fans like you guys like both. And I try to get at least a stream out a day and then a video at least once a week. So yeah. Anyway, work was pretty good last night. We only had 39,000, so that's not too bad. I guarantee you, 2 days before Easter, 3 days before Easter, it's going to get pretty crazy. I guarantee you we'll have probably 50,000 boxes around Easter, probably around that. Somewhere around that. Anyway, well, we got a lot of events coming up. I'm going to try to go hang out with Randall this weekend because the next convention that Jeff's doing is way out in St. Augustine, Florida. And that's I think that's 3 hours away. Here, let me look it up. So it may be too far away, so I thought, this is the perfect time to go visit Randall. Let's see. My town to St. Augustine, Florida. Yeah, 2 hours and 25 minutes. There's no way I'm driving all that. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes there and 2 hours and 25 minutes back. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to really try to go visit Randall. He said he has to ask his mom because they may be doing something. And I said, Randall, you ask her, you get back to me. Randall even told me that he bought a new video camera and he's going to take it with him tonight. He's doing a comedy show tonight. I said, Randall, get some footage of the comedy show so I can check it out and the fans can check it out. Will Randall do that? Hopefully. Hopefully I can hang out with Randall this weekend. Anyway, what else is going on? Passover's coming up. Palm Sunday. Tax Day. Our favorite holiday. Good Friday. Then Easter. Then Earth Day. Then my buddy Jesse's birthday. And then if we go forward, Mother's Day is May 11th. So all you guys out there, make sure to get your mom some flowers or get her a nice Mother's Day card or get her a present. There we are. I think I'm going to go visit my family in July. Either July or around my birthday in October. I haven't decided. But yeah. And then my mom's birthday is July 1st. So there we are. So lots of events coming up, my friends. There we are. Well, I did the weather yesterday, so I'm not going to do it today. Anyway. All right, so today's topics, we're going to be reviewing 4 movies. Then we're going to tell some celebrity stories that I didn't get to yesterday. I got some new vlog ideas that I want to write down and run by you guys, because if I'm going to keep pumping out more content, I need some more vlog ideas. Oh. And then, what are my favorite things about Batman? Well, I'm going to tell you guys. Anyway, these are the movies that we're going to be reviewing. Right before the stream started, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the Steelbook, shit loads of bonus features. Oh, hell yeah. I watched Smokin' Aces last night for Walter. Walter got me this. I watched Scream 1 last night, and then I watched this a couple days ago. I just haven't got to the review, but I'm going to get to it today. So, those are the movies that we're reviewing today, my friends. So let's open up the chat. And where's my booklet? Here we are. Bam! There we are. All right. Reviewing today, my friends. There we are. Yo! Visions! What's up? He says, oh, howdy, Fears. All right now, Fears. He says, hello, y'all. What up, Walter? And then Vision says, well, hi, Walter. Well, what's up, motherfucker? What's up? Walter, I'll be honest. Smokin' Aces, it was all right. It was okay. I appreciate the gift, my friend. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It was like gangsterish. You guys know, I like magic, but I don't like magic as much as Randall. Randall would love this film. It was an enjoyable watch. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just okay, Walter. Because you even said that, yeah, Fears, it's okay. You know, it wasn't anything spectacular. I'd give it about a C+. It was all right. Anyway, I will save that review in just a few, my friends. All right. So, I thought we'd start off with some new vlog ideas. And you know what? I may fill this up today because I've only got a couple pages left. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I fill it all up. I've got that much left. So probably in about a day or two, I'm going to have to buy myself a new booklet and then mail this off to Lantern. Walter, you claimed the top 10 book, part 3, so the next one's going to Walter. So yeah. So probably in about a day or two, I'm going to have to go buy a new one because I've literally got that much left. Look at that. That's all I got. So I may, depends on how big I write, you know, I may fill it all up today. So yeah. All right. So if you guys have got any suggestions on some vlog ideas, you let me know. But I've got a couple of my own. I just want to run some by you. So there we are. I'm gonna start writing them down. So vlog ideas. I thought about going to the zoo. That was the first one, the Orlando Zoo. Everybody likes the Disney vlogs, so I'm gonna keep those up. So Disney vlogs. I'm going to Epic Universe. I am. It just opened up. Whenever I get some time, I'm going to go film at Epic Universe. So Epic Universe is coming. And then I thought about going to an art museum. So yeah, so art museum. And then obviously, I want to do some more travel vlogs. So at some point, I want to go to Hawaii. So I want to do that. So Hawaii vlog. I want to go visit my British family. So a England vlog. England vlog. Let's see here. Yo, what's up, Steven? He says, what's up? I'm feeling a lot better. Steven, did you ever remail the fan mail back? I've been looking, buddy. I looked 2 days ago. I haven't looked today. Maybe I'll look. Maybe I'll go to the post office and look after this stream, depending on how long. But I'm sorry that they sent it back to you. But go ahead and resend it. Go ahead and resend it, and I'll send you a sticker. I'll send you a Fears autograph. I got your back, buddy. I got your back. So yeah. Yo, what's up, Bo Shamus? He says, Fears, you got to do a Fears Rage Room. Oh, that's right. I still need to do that. That's a good one. Just pretend that Rage Room is Quentin's head. I'm all over it. I'm all over it. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. I definitely want to go to California, and I want to go to Disneyland, because I've only ever went to Disneyland once, one time. So yeah. Steven says, I never sent it. I thought you did, Steven. I thought you said you sent it, and they sent it back to you. I could have sworn you told me that. I remember you saying that you sent some fan mail, the post office fucked up, and they sent it back to you. I can remember you telling me that. So you did. You did send it. I remember you saying that. But yeah, I would love for you to. They did, but well, you should totally send it back. Send it back, Steven. And this is so. Take a picture. Take a picture of this, Steven. I think you wrote this address in wrong. I think that's what happened. Take a picture of this. This is the correct address. 16745 Cagans, Cagan, Crossings Boulevard, STE, 102B, PMB 40, Claremont, Florida 347. So resend it, and I'll mail you back an autograph, and I'll throw in a couple Fears stickers. Absolutely, my friend. I take care of my loving and loyal fans. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. All right, what's next? So, we got a trip to the zoo, Disney Vlogs, Epic Universe, an art museum, Hawaii vlog, England vlog, Rage Room. I would like to go back to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. I've only done that, I think, once since I've been down here. I would love to go again. So, Universal Studios. And then, Islands of Adventure. And then, like I was saying, I'd love to go to California and do Disneyland, because I've only went to Disneyland once. Me, my mom, my dad, my brother, we took our British family, and they were dying to go to Disneyland. So I would love to go back to Disneyland again. So Disneyland. In California. And then when I'm in California, I've already seen it once, but the last time I saw it, I was like 15. I want to see that Chinese Man's Theater again. I want to see that. So Chinese Man's Theater. Let's see, what else? The Orlando Science Center. That would be cool. Orlando Science Center. And then, Walter, I told you this idea last night, buddy. I want to go to a real arcade. Literally. Not all that digital bullshit. I know in Orlando they've got an actual arcade where you get quarters and you pump the quarters in. They've got pinball machines there. They got video game arcades. And I want to film myself, because I remember my mom and dad taking me and my friends. I had a lump of quarters. My mom would drop me off, and we would play video games in the arcade for hours on end. So, real arcade. There we are. So that's 12 ideas so far. 12 ideas. Well, I want to, Steven. I want to, Steven, because they shouldn't have messed up on your fan mail, and I really want you to send the fan mail so I can do an unboxing for you, because you're a good fan. You're a good fan. So I have no problem sending you an autograph, my friend. Isn't that what it's called, though, Seamus? The Chinese Theater? I don't remember what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. I didn't mean for it to be a Fears-ism. Whatever that fucking place is called. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to use the restroom. If you guys got any more vlog ideas, because I wrote them all down so far, put them in the chat. I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom. So, yeah. It is a cool mug. Hell yeah. Friday the 13th. I got this at Spirit Halloween. I always try and get a mug every Halloween. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. It's getting a little hot outside. Let me turn my fan on. There we go. All right. All righty. Oh, Man's Chinese Theater. Okay, so I was just saying it reverse. My bad, Bo Seamus. Seamus, can we have an update on the hair, please? Can we have an update on the hair? Where are we with the hair? I think you just gotta whizzle. You gotta whizzle him down. I think Lantern will eventually give you the hair. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's see what else. So we got 12 good ideas so far. Another vlog I wanted to do is my friend told me about. There's these trails in Florida where you can walk on them, and you can go back all these like little wading pools and lakes and stuff. That would be kind of cool. So I think it's in one gigantic park. I think it's in the Botanical Gardens or something, but I'll have to find out what it is. But that's my last idea. If you guys got any more ideas, please put them in the chat. So kind of like a hiking trail. Kind of like a hiking vlog. Hiking vlog. That's all I got for right now. So yeah. All right. So let's see. Do you know the movie named Tombstone? Oh, yes, I do. It's right up here. It's right up here. It's right hang on, I have it. There it is. I just haven't watched it yet. Look, the plastic's still on it. So, I do plan on watching it. I just haven't watched it yet. So yeah. So there we are. There we go. I do plan on watching it though. Just so many movies, so little time, my friend. So yeah. All right. Well, I'm just gonna put this off to the side. Next, I want to talk about some celebrity stories that Fierce. I've encountered lots and lots and lots of celebrities throughout my life, mainly because my friend Dave. I would either meet them at my friend Dave's convention, the Contamination Convention, because he invited like 30, 40 celebrities each year, or I would meet them at Comic-Con. So let me just open up my Facebook, and I'll tell you guys some of the people that I've met. I've met a lot of people, and I have a lot of stories to tell, but I'll probably just tell you guys like 3 or 4, but just to give you an idea of how many celebrities I've met, let me just open up my Facebook, and I'll tell you guys all the people that I've met so far. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Here we go. The autographs and famous people I've met. So here we go. Oh my gosh. So the very first person I ever met was Wil Wheaton. Wil Wheaton, and that was at Phoenix Comic-Con 2010. That was the very first one, so quite appropriate, because I'm a big Star Trek fan, so that guy, he was really cool. Very nice, very cordial, very nice. The next one was, I don't remember her name, but the lady that was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show. I don't remember her name. I think it's Felicity Day. I think that's her name. I can't remember, but I got a photo with her at the same. Yeah, it's Felicity Day. Felicity Day. She was at the same convention that Wil Wheaton was at. So that was in Arizona. When I was going to film school. And then at the same convention, I met Daniel Logan, the guy that plays the child Boba Fett, and that was cool because I love Star Wars. So me and him had about a 5-10 minute conversation about Star Wars. That was very cool. That was at the same convention. That was at the same convention that I met the other 2 people at. So yeah, that was a good one. Let's see, who's next? I met Dave England. You guys have heard that story when I went to Florida with my church camp, and I met him. I snuck away from my church camp, and I walked 2.5 miles down the beach, and I went to the Steve-O show, and Dave England was at the Steve-O show. So I met Dave England. I met Dave England's assistant, and so I got a photo with him. And then I met Preston Lacey's assistant. He was at the same show. I met Jess from CKY, Bam Margera's brother. That was cool. Me, Eric, and Tom went to a big concert in downtown St. Louis. Oh my God. What a crazy night. We were partying until like 3 in the fucking morning. It was ridiculous. And then I met Steve-O's old assistant, because this guy doesn't associate himself with Steve-O anymore. Steve-O doesn't really have an assistant anymore. He just does it himself. And then I met Preston Lacey at that same show. And then I met the legendary Steve-O. That was phenomenal. And then I didn't meet Adam Sandler, but I wrote to Adam Sandler, and he wrote me a letter, and I got an autograph back from him. So yeah, I never met him. I met Lou Ferrigno, the guy from the 70s, Incredible Hulk. He was a really nice guy. I had to speak really slowly, though. I had to speak really slowly so he could read my lips. I think they've worked on his hearing. I think he can hear now. I think he wears hearing aids. So yeah. Oh, that's a fake Chad in the chat. That's a troll. So yeah. Steven says that's cool. Oh, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And that's good that he can hear now. I remember someone tell me that he got stronger hearing aids, so now he can hear. Because he used to read a lot of people's lips and stuff. So, yeah, meeting him was an honor. I got a photo. I got an autograph. I got Will Wheaton's autograph at the same place. I met John Schneider, the guy that played Bo Duke. So, I didn't get a picture with him. He was charging too much for a picture, but I got his autograph. So, yeah. I got Jess's autograph from CKY. Let's see here. I met Bam Margera. That's a great... I'll start with that story. So, thank God I paid my dad back. So, Eric calls me up and he says, hey, Pierce, guess what? And I was in film school. And I said, what? He goes, and at that time, Eric was working down here. He was working down in Florida. And he said, Pierce, I wish you were here, man. I wish you were here. And I was like, why? What's going on? He's like, dude. He's like, Bam's coming into town, man. I was like, no way. I'm like, there's no way. And he's like, oh, way. And I said, well, what do you mean he's coming? He goes, oh, man, he's doing a book signing. He wrote a book. He goes, he's going to be at the skate shop, man. He goes, I'm going to go, Fierce. And then I just kind of contemplated it. And I was like, I'm going to go too. And he goes, well, Fierce, he goes, if you came on a weekend, he goes, you wouldn't miss any school. So I just took off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I flew back Monday. And my mom and dad were always coming to visit me during school. And at that time, I got my first credit card, but it was signed under me and my dad. So I just charged $400 on it without even like saying anything to my dad. All of a sudden, I'm at the airport, and I fully intended to pay my dad back, which I did. And since it was a joined account, my dad's like, John, what the hell are you doing? And he goes, where are you right now? And I didn't want to lie to my dad. I was like, I'm at the airport. He's like, and at first he thought I was coming to visit him and my mom. And he goes, oh, are you going to come visit us? He goes, is that why you charged $400 on the credit card? I was like, I can on the way back, Dad. And he goes, wait, what do you mean? Where are you going? I said, Dad, I said, you know I'm not a good liar. And he goes, no, you're not. And he goes, so I want the truth. And my dad got really pissed because I didn't ask him. Like, he was pretty cool if I would have just asked him. But I was afraid if I did ask him, he'd be like, oh, that's not going to happen, John. And I said, well, Dad, I said, here's the thing. I said, I promise I'll pay every single cent back. I said, I had to do this. I said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I can hear him on the phone. And he goes, okay. So tell me what's going on. I said, well, Eric called me. And I said, he told me that a famous person that me and him love is coming into town. I said, I don't think you know him, Dad. And I said, it's only for this weekend. I said, I swear to God, I'll pay you back. And he goes, oh, what? Are you already at the airport? I said, yeah. I said, I'm boarding my flight like in 20 minutes. And he's like, John, I'm really pissed. And I was like, I know you are. And he goes, why didn't you ask me? And I said, well, I thought you'd say no. I said, this means a lot to me, Dad. I said, I promise. I said, Dad, I swear on my life, I will pay you back every single cent of that $400. And he goes, oh, I know you will. And he goes, because now you have to go. He goes, because that's a waste of money if you don't go. He said, when's the next time you get paid? Because I had 2 jobs during film school. Not at the same time. Like, I worked a little bit at Walmart, and then I quit that, and then I started working at a movie theater. And I said, I get paid at the end of the week, Dad. And I said, I swear, I'll take that paycheck and just pay off the credit card. And he goes, okay, fine. And then he goes, John, he goes, I'm not so much angry. I'm just disappointed. He goes, if you would have just asked me, I probably would have said yes. And I was like, yeah, but I'm like, Dad, it was $400 and I had to do it like lickety split. And so I regret doing that, but I did pay my dad back that $400. I said, Dad, next time, I swear to God, I said, I will, no more secrets. I said, I promise you, I will tell you the next time. And he goes, all right, fine, fair enough. He goes, so when do you get back? He goes, I don't want you missing class. I said, I'm not. I said, I'm going to fly. I said, I'm flying out Thursday afternoon. I said, class is already done. I said, I'm going to fly out Thursday afternoon, get there Thursday night, and stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I fly back Monday morning, and I said, I don't have class until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll be fine. And he was like, all right. He goes, just as long as you don't miss any of your classes. And I said, I won't. I said, I promise. And I didn't. I didn't miss any class. And so, yeah, me and Eric got to meet Bam. It's pretty cool. Got his autograph. Got a photo with him. That's awesome. Bo Sheamus says, you know what, Fears? We're getting closer to the hair. I should hope so. I should hope so, my friend. Because Lannon keeps taunting you with it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a pretty cool story. A very true story. You guys can look on my Facebook. It's 100% real. There's a picture of me and Bam. So, oh, man. But my dad was pissed for a couple minutes. So, yeah. But I'm glad I told him the truth, and I'm glad I did pay him back. So, it all worked out. It all worked out. All right, next. Let's see. And at the same event, I had no idea, but Brandon Novak showed up. And then Bam Margera's mom and dad were there. So, I got to meet all of them. All of them. So, that was pretty cool. And then I met Terry Alexander from Day of the Dead, the third George Marrero movie. He played the chopper pilot, the black guy. He was really cool. I got an interview with him. Then I met Kane Hodder for the first time that played Jason. I've met Kane Hodder 3 times. Kane was at the same event. That was cool. He choked me out. I literally thought I was going to die. He squeezed me around the neck so hard. So when you guys look at that photo, I'm more red than usual. And I thought I was going to pass out. And I'd never told him this, but my throat hurt so bad the rest of the day after he did that. But I was totally fine in front of him. He's like, I didn't squeeze you too hard. I'm like, no, you're good, Kane. And he goes, oh, man, it was an awesome photo. He goes, it's going to look great, Fierce. I'm like, I know it's going to look great. I'm like, I appreciate it. I said, and I got choked out by Jason Voorhees. And he was like, hell yeah, Fierce. I did an interview with him. I went around the corner, and I started massaging my throat. And I was like, God damn, that hurt. And then I was drinking water to help, my throat all day. Eventually, the pain went away. But I had that pain for like the next 2 or 3 hours at the con. But the con went all the way to like 8 or 9 at night. And this was like 3 in the afternoon. So eventually it was fine. But God, that hurt my throat. Oh, Lord. But it was worth it. It was worth it because then I could say, oh, well, I got choked the fuck out by Jason motherfucking Voorhees. So hell yeah. Hell yeah, let's see. Vision says, oh, Fears is such a rebel. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So there it is. There we go. Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, Visions, is I've lost a little bit of respect for Bam, because he said all that crazy shit about all the Jackass cast when the Jackass cast didn't do anything. And I'm like, dude, if you want to get sober, you got to do it like Steve-O. Steve-O didn't ask for any help. You got to put in the work. You get sober. Bam is blaming everybody. And I'm like, dude, I'm really sorry that Ryan Dunn died. That really affected him. And that's why he started drinking all that. I'm like, if Ryan was still alive, he would want you to get sober. He's eventually, he's not all the way there, but he's getting sober very, very slowly. I know he got a new wife, so my respect for him is coming back a little bit, but back in the day, me and Eric loved Bam, so I'm glad I did meet him. He was very nice at the event. He was very, very nice, so yeah. But I just had to do it, Visions. I had to. Because my dad was sometimes he was kind of loosey-goosey. Other times he was a stickler, and he was like, oh, that's not going to happen. So I was like, I don't think my dad's going to let me get away with this. And I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I got to do it. Eric couldn't believe it. He goes, Fears, you're a maniac. He goes, you just charged $450 on that account? And I went, oh, yeah, buddy, I'm coming. And he goes, I don't believe you, Fears. You're lying. I'm like, I'm not lying. I said, I swear to God, I'm standing right here. He goes, I'm standing right here at the getting ready. I said, I board in 20 minutes. And he goes, Fears, it's not that I don't believe you. He goes, do me a favor. Text me your flight information. I went, okay, that's easy. And I sent it to him, and he went, holy shit. He goes, the Fears man's coming. And I said, Eric, I said, I wouldn't joke around about Bam. I said, you're my best friend. I love you like a brother. I said, we're doing this together. And he went, oh my God. He goes, Fears? He goes, I'm taking off of work really early. He goes, I'll meet you at the airport. I went, oh, hell yeah, buddy. I'm like, I'll be there. So, yeah. But I am glad that I paid my dad back. Because then, if I ever did it again, he could trust me to, hey, I'm gonna borrow this money, but I'll pay you back. But from that day forward, if I ever had to borrow money from my dad or my mom, I asked them. And my dad was cool with that. He goes, I'm just pissed that you didn't trust me, John. And he goes, I don't care because I know you're going to pay me back because you're a good guy like that. And you're my son and I love you. And he goes, I want you to have a good time. But he goes, just ask me next time. And I went, fair enough, Dad. I will. I promise. And I did. Till the day my dad died, I always asked my dad's permission. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know Lantern's address. But when I do send it, I'm going to ask Lantern. And I'm not the type of guy, I will not give out I won't give his address out because, oh my God, if the trolls got his address, whew, man, that would be bad. Anyway. All right, who's next? Let's see. I met Kane. I met Bill Johnson. He's the guy that played Leatherface in part 2, because somebody else played him in part 3. I met Brad Loree. He played Michael Myers in part 8. I met Jay Underwood. He's best known for playing that dumb boyfriend in Uncle Buck. He was on Star Trek a bunch. He was a really nice guy. I met the great Tony Todd. Oh, yeah. At the same convention that I met Kane Hodder. And I remember my buddy Dave had it in this big-ass hotel. And we were going to the celebrity dinner. And I got to hold the elevator for Tony Todd. And me and Tony Todd rolled the elevator up to the top floor because that's where the celebrity dinner was. I told you guys about this. And I guess somebody didn't like Tony Todd. And as Tony Todd was getting into the interview, I don't remember what they said, but someone threw an insult out to Tony Todd as me and him were getting into the fucking elevator. I think they were like, yeah, fuck you, Tony Todd. You suck. And Tony went, really? Really? And so Fear stepped in, and I said, hey, don't you make fun of Tony. Fuck you! And I'm like, I dare you to say, anything else. Fuck you! And then I pushed the guy, and I said, come on, Tony, get in the elevator with Fears. And then we're standing there, and then Tony goes, I don't know who you are, man, but thanks a lot for having my back. I'm like, you know who I am. And he goes, I meet a lot of people at these cons. I said, well, I just met you an hour ago. And then I showed him the photo that we took together, and he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, my bad. He goes, I'm having a brain fart. He goes, yeah, I do remember you, Fears. And I said, why'd that guy make fun? He goes, I don't know. He goes, you're going to have haters, Fears. I said, well, dude, I love Candyman. I said, I love Star Trek. I said, you played Worf's brother. I said, no one's going to make fun of you on my watch. And he's like, well, I appreciate you being a good guy, Fears. I appreciate you being a fan. And I went, hell yeah. And then we went to the celebrity dinner, and we had a good time in there. Oh, I was pissed, though. I was like, don't you make fun of Tony Todd. Fuck you. Oh, I went nuts. Oh, yeah. All right. Who's next? Let's see. I met Gary Clark. He's the guy he played Steel in Day of the Dead, and he's the guy that knocks the zombie's hat off his head, and he's like, hey, nice hat, asshole. So I got to interview that guy. That guy gave me one of the greatest interviews. And then I said, hey, can I just get you on film? And I had my hat on. I said, after the interview, I said, can you just like look forward and then just turn over like that and say, hey, Fears. And then I'm going to be like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, nice hat, asshole. I said, it's just a guilty pleasure. Can you just say that? He goes, Fears. He goes, I'll be in your vlog. He goes, I'll say whatever you want. Such a cool guy. So he just kind of like looks forward and he kind of like nonchalantly like looks over and he's like, hey, Fears. And I was like, yeah, what's up, man? And he goes, nice hat, asshole. It's on the main channel. You guys can see it. Oh, God. It was fucking great. I was laughing. You can hear me giggling and shit in the background. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Oh, man. And then I met Rocco, the guy from the Boondock Saints. I don't remember his real name, but the guy that played Rocco in the Boondock Saints. There's a photo of us. We're flicking off the camera. That guy was cool. Then I met Sean Patrick Flannery from Saw 7. He's in the Boondock Saints. I wish I would have got some footage of him, but he's kind of a private person. He had a little sign on his table that said, no filming, just photos only. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, well, I don't want to be a dick. I'm like, I better obey his wishes. So I went up, I said, I love the Boondock Saints. And he's like, oh yeah? He goes, what's your favorite scenes? I said, all of it. I said, there's not one scene out of the Boondock Saints that I don't like. And this was way back in the day. And he goes, I'm pretty sure we're going to make a sequel. And I was like, oh, to that? And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, we're definitely going to make a sequel. He goes, I don't know when. He goes, but we're going to. They did, in fact, make a sequel. I haven't seen it yet. I bought the Blu-ray. It's over in that monstrosity, but I will watch it at some point. So, very cool guy. Very nice. Very polite. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let me catch up with the chat. Lantern says, are you here, Seamus? Oh, he's here, Lantern. What's up, Lantern? I didn't even know you were here. I was telling stories. Vision says Seamus is waiting patiently for his hair. Oh, I know he is. Yeah, but the thing is, Visions, is will he get that hair? Will he? You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if he will or not. I hope so. I really hope so, you know, because he's been asking for it every fucking day. Every day. It's all about that hair. Lantern says, is it about hair, Seamus? He goes, questions are tomorrow, Lantern. Mr. Lantern, pay attention to Fears' story. There'll be a quiz tomorrow. No, there won't. I mean, if you want to, but yeah. Oh, Lantern, I've already been drinking it. You got to the party late. Lantern, were you napping? Were you napping? Unbelievable. Were you napping, Lantern? You missed the first part of the Fears show. Unbelievable. I'm just joking, Lantern. I don't care. Get here when you get here. Vision says, hell yeah, Powder. Classic bullied hero story. Well, the thing is, Visions, about that story is I don't like bullies, you know, and Tony Todd, he's passed away now, so I actually had the honor of meeting him before he passed away. He was doing nothing wrong. We were walking to the elevator. I step in first. He's about to step in. Some guy, I don't remember what the guy said, but he's like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, Tony Todd, you loser. And I was like, oh, fuck us? Fuck you. And I was like, who are you? I'm like, leave the man alone. We're going to dinner. Fuck you. Leave him alone. Shut your fucking mouth. You know? And the guy didn't say one word. I said, I dare you to say one other thing. And I stared him down. And then he was like, he looked at me, I looked at him, and then he just walked off. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought, motherfucker. So yeah. That's right. That's right, y'all. Lennon says coffee first. 30 hours left until questions. Oh, shit. Damn. I didn't know there was going to be that many questions, Seamus. I mean, Lantern asks, it's both. You ask Lantern a lot of questions. He asks you a lot of questions, so you know, it's back and forth, back and forth. So there it is. Do I have a favorite comedy? Oh, yes, I do, Steven. Ghostbusters, supporting it all day, every day. And I'm going to wear this hat on stream for quite a while because it's one of my newer hats. And I was wearing my Star Wars Empire Strikes Back hat. Like, I almost wore that. I wore it almost every fucking day last year. Almost every day. Not every day, but almost every day. And I went, I got to give that one a rest. I'm like, I got to show the fans my other cool hats, you know, because I love wearing hats. I don't, very rarely does Fears not wear a hat, you know. Every once in a while, I dazzle up the hair, but that's about it. Speaking of my hair, it's going nuts. Look at this. I still haven't got a haircut yet. It's grown a lot. So yeah, I still need to get a hair. I'm probably gonna get if I do go hang out with Rando, I'll either get it cut down in Daytona, or I'll get it cut before I go down to Daytona because it's gonna be hot this weekend. I guarantee you. Oh yeah, Lantern says the stream is rocking and partying. Oh, hell yeah. Why wouldn't it be, Lantern? Hell yeah. Let's see. Vision says you should check out the movie Powder one day. It's one of the Boondock Saints guys playing a hairless albino high school student. Power? Or Powder? Here, let me have a look. I've never heard of that one, Visions. Let's have a little look-see. Let me watch the trailer. Powder. All right. Well, let's have a little look-see. And he plays an albino. All right, interesting. Let's see. Powder trailer. Let's see. When was this made? This was made 1995. All right. Damn, he is an albino. Holy crap. He is super white. All right, let's watch this.
An unborn child experiences everything that the mother experiences.
The neighbors talk about him like he's some kind of a phantom.
What's your name?
Powder.
I've never seen anything like him.
Oh, so his name is Powder. Oh, okay. Cool.
This shows that you're a genius.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum's in it. Nice. That's awesome.
What are you doing?
He lays his hand on the beer while it's still shaking.
So he's got like superpowers. That's cool.
And then he touches me at the same time. It's like I could feel that animal dying.
Everything we know about science, about the makeup of the human body, what happened in that classroom is impossible.
Do you think I'm ugly?
I think he's the most beautiful face I've ever seen.
Powder, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, October 27th.
Nice. Looks pretty cool. I'm gonna write it down. So it's kind of like a superhero movie because he's got like superpowers and stuff. But man, he's super albino. But yeah, I'll write it down. So, Powder, 1995. Got it. I wrote it in the corner because I'm running out of room. It looked cool. Looked pretty cool. I've never heard of it, but it definitely looked pretty cool. Definitely. Absolutely, my friend. I'm all about checking out new movies. Let's see. Lantern says I should shave it all off. I'm not going to shave it, Lantern, but I'm definitely going to get it cut. My favorite is Forrest Gump. Oh, yep, I like Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump's cool. All right, let's see. To continue on, let's see. I got Brad Lurie's autograph. I got, and then here's all the autographs at that convention. And then the next celebrity I met was, okay, I uploaded all the autographs. The next one was Dan Senor the guy that played Billy the Kid in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and he was in Tron. So I think you guys know who I'm talking about. That guy was cool. I didn't get an interview because he didn't like video either, but we got an awesome photo. It was at my buddy Dave's convention. Nicest fucking guy ever, man. I talked to him for a good 10, 20 minutes because my buddy Dave's shows were kind of, they were big, but they weren't as big as like MegaCon. Like all the celebrities were in one room. Dave's conventions were like 3 or 4 days. So I could talk to him for like 5 or 10 minutes one day, and then I'd come back the next day and be like, hey, Dan, what's up, dude? How you been? So I got to talk to him a lot. He was pretty cool. Let's see here. I met, I've told you guys the story about me and Ron Jeremy. I did meet him. That guy was nuts. I'm at dinner, and he's just, hey, Fears. He goes, how big's your wiener? I bet really big, right? I've got a really big wiener. I've fucked about 5,000 girls. And I'm like, all right, Ron, yeah, good for you, buddy. I'm like, I've fucked a couple of girls, not 5,000. He's like, hey, you want to hear another penis joke, Fears? And I'm like, I guess, yeah, fire away, buddy. That guy was hilarious. He was pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. I cannot believe I've had dinner with Ron Jeremy. He was saying weed, dick, fart, pussy, and boob jokes all night. I could barely eat my dinner and he's sitting here, I'm sitting here. There's another porn star on this side, and then there's another actor. I think Sean Patrick Flannery was on the other side of the table. Sean's looking at me, he's laughing, I'm laughing with everybody. He can barely eat his dinner. I can barely eat my dinner because he's going nuts with these weed, dick, fart, pussy jokes, and I'm just like, this guy's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, it was nuts. It was pretty insane. Pretty insane. But what a night. What a night to remember, my friends. Oh my lord. There's a picture of me at, if you go on my Facebook, there's a picture of me. I'm sitting right next to Ron Jeremy. In this hotel, there's drinks in front of us. I'm looking at, I haven't seen this photo in a long time. I'm looking at it right now. And I labeled it, me and Ron Jeremy at dinner with the other celebrities. So yeah. Oh man. What a night. I met Ari, the first Jason. Now that guy was great. He gave me like a 5-10 minute interview, I believe. I don't know, actually I don't know how long. I think it's 5 or 10 minutes. It's on my main channel. And for some reason, when you look at this photo of me meeting Ari, for some reason, he had these black shades on, I remember. And he's like, Fierce, where are my sunglasses? And I was like, why? He's like, oh, it'll look great. It'll look cool. So in my mind, I'm like, what? Am I not cool enough to take a photo with Ari without his shades on? I guess I was thinking too much into it. He goes, dude, where are my sunglasses? All right, I'll wear your sunglasses. So I threw them on. We got the photo. But he's a really nice guy. I got one of the coolest interviews with him. He was such a cool dude. He was telling me about him and Kevin Bacon sneaking off and drinking beer. Because Kevin Bacon's like, I think he's like one of the first people to get killed. Visions, refresh my memory. Is Kevin Bacon... No. The guy that was doing the Indian impression... And he's like, oh, that fucking guy. The guy with the jersey. I think he's the first one to get killed in Friday the 13th. It's either him or Kevin Bacon's character. Fuck. You like Friday the 13th more than me. It's either Kevin Bacon gets killed first, or the guy in the jersey. The guy with the green and white jersey. It's the football jersey. I think that fucking guy gets killed first. I think. Because you see him laying in the bunk and his throat's been slashed or whatever. That fucking guy. I think it's that guy. But yeah. Oh yeah. Good movie. Good movie. So yeah. The one person that I always wanted to meet from Friday the 13th, I didn't get to meet her. I would have loved to have met Mrs. Voorhees. The lady that played Mrs. Voorhees, she died, but I always wanted to meet her. Always wanted to meet her. And I never got to. That's right. That's right, Visions. That's right. It starts in the not 1950s. It says Camp Crystal Lake, like in the 30s or 40s or whatever. Those two guys, the girl and the camp counselor, they're making love or whatever. They get killed first. And first it's the guy counselor, then it's the girl because it freeze frames on her face as she's screaming. And then the goofy guy with the jersey gets killed next. That's what it is. I appreciate it, buddy. I was having a brain fart. Yeah, I would have loved to have met Mrs. Voorhees. I can't remember that. I think her actress name was Betsy Palmer. I think that's what her name was. I can't remember. She did a great job as a villain. Oh my god. She acts all nice and sweet. She goes, "Oh, why, I'm Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies." And she looks all sweet and innocent. You know, she looks all sweet and innocent. And then she pulls out that knife and all hell breaks loose. So yeah. You're right, Visions. I'm tripping. See, that's how long it's been since it goes... No, you're right. You're right. It's the two camp counselors, like in the 30s and 40s. Then it says present day. Then the really hot chick with brown hair is walking towards the camp. She meets up with the dog, and she's like, "Hey, how far is it to Camp Crystal Lake?" Then she goes in the gas station, and she asks for a ride. And that one big, like, fat tub of lard guy, like, gets her in the truck. And he's like, "Do yourself a favor. Quit. Quit now." And she's like, "I can't." And then he's like, "Dumbass kids." And then he drops her off, and then she gets a ride with Mrs. Voorhees, and then she jumps out of the Jeep. She gets her throat slashed, and then it's the guy. Then later on, then it's the guy with the green jersey. Man, I was tripping. See, it's been that long since I've seen it. I need to watch it again. Because usually I'm pretty good at that stuff. But yeah, I never got to meet Mrs. Voorhees. That would have been cool. But yeah, you're 100% right, Visions. I am mistaken, my friend. I should have known that. Because I've seen that movie like 100 times. I just haven't seen it in a while. It's been a minute. Alright, let's see. Who's next? So I met Ari. And then I met Jay LaRose from Saw 3. He's the guy that has all the chains, like, attached to his mouth. He gave me a great interview. That guy was fucking cool. I met Peter Mayhew, the guy from Star Wars. I was so excited that day. I was like, oh my god, there he is. The guy that played the original Chewie. And I didn't get any footage of him, but I got an autograph and a photo with him. Very, 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 very cool. Very nice guy. Very British. I could hear his accent. He's like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Fears. Very nice to meet you. I'm so glad you enjoyed the films." And I'm like, "Oh, I said, I love your films. I said, I love Star Wars." And he was like, "What's your favorite one?" I was like, "Oh, dude, Empire Strikes Back, baby. Hell yeah." So, yeah. Then I met the original guy, John Shipp, from the original Flash TV show. That guy was so cool. He gave me an interview. Very cool. And then I met Matt Hill, the guy that played Raphael in the third Ninja Turtle movie. And, so cool. So cool. Mm-hmm. And then the last person that I want to talk about, because I'll do a part 2 of celebrity stories, because I've met so many celebrities. I've been very fortunate. I got drunk with Kevin Forey, the guy that plays like the black police officer out of Dawn of the Dead. That guy, he gave me an interview. We got a photo together. Coolest fucking guy. We're downing shots at the celebrity dinner at Jeff's show. And he's like, "Damn, Fears." He goes, "You can put him down, buddy." And I said, "Oh, well, I'm half British." And he goes, "Oh, I got some British family." I said, "No way." I said, "Really?" He goes, "I'm not British, but I have some family relatives." And I said, "Oh, well, I'm half British." And I said, I don't have the cool accent, though. And he's like, "Oh," he goes, "I've been to England a bunch. Because how many? I said, oh, I've been to England like 25 times. And he goes, I've been to England about 30, 40 times. I was like, oh, well, that's more than me, buddy. So it's pretty awesome that I got drunk with Kevin Foree. Just pounding the shots down. That was a fun night. That was a really fun night. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Pretty fun. Anyway, I'll do some more celebrity stories in a couple of weeks. Because there's a lot more. There's a lot more. Let's see. Vision says, classic Ron. Oh, yeah. Dude. Visions, I wish you and everybody else could have been there like a fly on the wall. All night, he did not let up. All night, Ron was saying weed, dick, fart, pussy jokes the whole fucking night. I was dying of laughter. I could barely eat my dinner. I would take a sip of water. I almost did like a spit take because the guy just was like, oh yeah, he goes, I fucked this chick once and the condom fell off, so I just cummed in her ass. And I look over and I'm like, we're at dinner, dude. He's like, yeah, he goes, but man, she had a great ass. And he goes, why wouldn't I come in her ass? And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, right on. It was a crazy night. When he said that, I fucking lost my mind. He said, yeah, he goes, the condom fell off, but he goes, oh, well. He goes, I didn't get her pregnant because I just cummed in her ass. I was like, coming in her ass. All right, well, there it is. There it is. Let's see, Vision says, Kevin Foree rules. He does. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. Gave me a kick-ass interview. He signed me an autograph. We were shooting shots at the celebrity dinner. He was holding his own weight up against Fears Visions. He was like, hey, Fears, you want another shot? And I was like, oh, hell yeah. All right. I was like, pour me another one, buddy. All right. There it is. Oh, we had a great time. Such a good time. Oh, man. So, have you met him, Visions? You said Ken Foree rules. Have you ever met him? Oh, you're just saying in general, because, I mean, who doesn't like Dawn of the Dead? Dawn of the Dead is fucking great. I love Dawn of the Dead. That's another movie that I need to sit down and watch again. Dawn of the Dead is fucking amazing. I love Dawn of the Dead. So, yeah. What's up, gamer? He retracted his message, but what's up, gamer? Steven says, I didn't mean Forrest Gump was my favorite. Oh, so it's just one of your favorites. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I agree. Kevin Foree, very cool. Very nice guy. He was very polite, very nice. We got along great. That guy was so cool, man. So cool. All right. Time for some, what are Fears' favorite Batman things? My favorite things about Batman. I'm going to label it Batman's favorite. Batman favorites. All right, let's see. I would say my favorite Batman of all time. It's a split between Michael Keaton and probably Adam West. So, yeah. So, I would say, Michael Keaton's first. I mean, that Tim Burton thing, it's so goth. It's like so out of left field. And that guy's like, don't kill me, man. And he's like, I'm not gonna kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell. I want you to tell all your friends about me. Who are you? And he's like, I'm Batman. Throws the guy down, jumps off the fucking roof like a fucking badass. And the guy like looks down in the street and he's like, oh God, where the fuck is he? Where'd he go? Love it. I love it. Yo, what's up, Crumbles? Hey, Crumbles, check it out. Shopping Mall. Oh, yeah. That's another good movie. That's another good one. All right, so Michael Keaton's first. Probably Adam West. Adam West is probably next. Probably Ben Affleck is next. Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, and then probably Christian Bale. Probably Robert Pattinson next, and then I like George Clooney, but he does not make a good Batman. His fucking Batman movie is fucking terrible. I like him as an actor, though, but I'm going to put him last. So it goes Christian Bale next, then Robert Pattinson, then George Clooney. So, yeah. But, I mean, let's see. I mean, he's all right, Crumbles. He's not my favorite, though. I would say these 5 are my favorite. I do like Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I thought he did a great job. I do like Val Kilmer. I do like him. You know what? I will. So, I'm going to change it from... So, number 6 is Val Kilmer. Because he was the Iceman. So, Val Kilmer. Then number 7, the worst one, George Clooney. But see, here's the thing. George Clooney is a good actor in other things. He's just not a good Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved him. He started off his career doing shitty movies. He was in Grizzly 1 and 2, that horror movie that I haven't seen yet, but he's in that. He's in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. He did an episode in, he was on Roseanne, a bunch of episodes. At one time he played Roseanne's boss. Then he did an episode in Street Hawk, that motorcycle show that I love. He did an episode on fucking MacGyver. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, not MacGyver. Knight Rider. So he's done a lot of stuff. He can pretty much do anything. But what he can't do is he's just not good as Batman, you know. So, yeah. So George Clooney gets the very last one. So, yeah. To me, Val Kilmer's best acting role was Doc Holliday. Have I seen that movie? I don't think I've seen that movie. Let me watch the trailer. Doc Holliday. I think, I may have. Hang on. Let me watch it real quick. I think I did, but just to be sure, hang on. Let's see here. Doc Holliday. Oh, it's a Western. No, I don't think I've seen this one. Oh, wait. No, I haven't. He's in Tombstone. He plays Doc Holliday in Tombstone. No, because the plastic is still on it. That's right. No, I haven't seen it. Not yet. Not yet, y'all. But I will. Absolutely, my friends. I will absolutely watch it. So, yeah. No, I did not hide him, Visions. He retracted his statement. I said hello to him, and then he retracted it. I did not hide him. He retracted it. He said hello, and I said, hey, hi, and then I said, oh, well, I said, hey, and then he retracted it. So, yeah. I saw he said hello, and then it disappeared. It says retract. It says message retracted. Aiden the Gamer. What's up, Aiden? What's up, dude? Let's see here. Steven says, tell me the best Batman is the one that plays in The Dark Knight in the other two movies. That's Christian Bale. I think he's a good Batman. He's just not my favorite. I'd say Michael Keaton's my favorite. Even though he's only played Batman 3 times, he's played Batman, Batman Returns, and then he was in this new Flash movie. So yeah. So he's only played Batman 3 times. So yeah. Alright. Vision says, gotcha. Just wondering. Yeah, I wouldn't just delete somebody just for saying hi. You know. You guys know me. You guys know me better than that. So yeah. So yep. Yep. All right. No, it's Christian Bale. It's Christian Bale. All the Dark Knight movies, Batman Begins, it's him. The Dark Knight, and then The Dark Knight Rises. That's him. That's him for sure. Guaranteed, that's him. All right. Well, time for some movie reviews. Let's start with Flash, since I was talking about it. It's an okay movie. Not everything I liked about it. It's got some good gems. It's got some bad things. It's kind of, I would give it a C+. So, the coolest thing about it is that Michael Keaton, he's back to motherfucking Batman. That's the coolest part about it. So, and I like the Flash. The Flash he's not my favorite superhero. We all know who Fears' favorite is. Good old Superman. And then Fears Man would be next. So yeah. But I do like the Flash. I think he's cool. And then my favorite anti-hero is the Punisher. As a superhero. But my favorite anti-hero that isn't a superhero, you guys already know. Fucking Snake Plissken, man. That guy is fucking great. That guy is amazing. Even though he's only had 2 appearances in Escape from New York and Escape from LA, he's the best. I fucking love Snake Plissken. Alright, so The Flash. I'm going to give this rating a C+, so I'm going to give it a C+ would be around a 6 or a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. My 2 favorite scenes is when it zooms up on Michael Keaton's face, and he's like, yeah, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. The legendary phrase. And I don't care that Michael Keaton's getting old. He can still pull off a good Batman. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd say my second favorite scene is when they break Supergirl out of the mental institution and they have her in this big kind of like lead-lined ball because, you know, people from Kryptonian can't see through lead and they can't do anything if they're encased in lead. They break her out and then she's like, I'm very, very weak. Take me to the rooftop. And the sun gives her powers and then she puts on the costume and now Supergirl has returned, you know? So the return of Supergirl. And this one is a lot better than the 1980s one. The 1980s Supergirl kind of sucks. I mean, it's got its gems, but I would much rather watch this Supergirl than the 1980s one. So yeah. I'm gonna write down had some good gems, but it's not good as a whole movie. Some places it's very boring, but other places it's got its good gems in there, but it's not. What am I trying to say? It's not. Usually I either like a good superhero movie or I don't. This one's in the middle. This one, I like certain aspects about it. So that's the best thing. I like certain scenes. Certain scenes from the film. All right. Let's see. Bo Sheamus says, I'd like to see a Batman that's not conflicted at all. I'm happy to be fighting crime. None of this, am I better than the Joker? Yes, you are much better than the guy blowing up hospitals. This is true. Yeah, but see, it wouldn't be Batman without a little bit of conflict, you know? Conflict is what makes Batman, you know? He has the conflicting issues with, you know, he saw his parents get murdered, you know? So without that conflict, Bo Sheamus, I don't think he would have Batman. That's what makes him really angry, because I would be really angry if someone killed my parents when I was very, very, you know, young. So without Batman, without the anger and the conflict, I don't think you would have a good Batman. I'm just saying. I have seen that one, Steven. Benchwarmers, that's a pretty funny comedy. It's got Rob Schneider in it. Funny stuff. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, too. So, yeah. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. The Crohn's is going nuts today. I don't know. This is like my 6th time to the bathroom. So 3 times off camera. It's insane. I don't know what's going on. The Crohn's is going nuts. But you just study Scream. And I'll be right back. And I'll be 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. Oh, there we go. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, but without that conflict, Bo Sheamus, I don't think you would have a good Batman. I mean, you have to have both. You have to have the conflict and the anger to have a good, like, fucking Batman. Lantern says, damn, pew. Well, Lantern, I did not go number 2. I went number 1, so. Because I've been drinking a lot of liquid, so I had to go pee. So, yeah. So, no stink bombs, Lantern. That's not true. It's not true, buddy. All right. Fears watched the original Scream last night, the one that started all. And the greatest thing about Ghostface, what makes Ghostface so scary is Ghostface can be anyone. You kill one Ghostface, all somebody has to do is go out, buy that costume, throw it on, and Ghostface has returned, you know? That's what makes Ghostface so scary. Plus, the great Wes Craven, may he rest in peace, He directed Scream. He directed Scream 1, 2, 3, and I think he died shortly after Scream 4. I believe. So somebody else directed Scream 5 and 6. And I am so looking forward to Scream 7. Can't wait. Cannot wait. But my favorite, let me write this down. So Scream 1, directed by the epic Wes Craven. Let's see here. My favorite is Scream 1 and Scream 6. Those are my two faves. So Scream 1 and Scream 6. I'd say one of my favorite scenes is when Sidney Prescott is taking a nap and the killer calls her and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, who is this?" And she's like, "Well, why do you always answer a question with a question and all that crap?" And then she thinks it's Randy. And then she's like, "Nice try, Randy. Tell Tatum to hurry up." And he says, "If you hang up on me," he goes, "I'll get you like a fish." "Do you want to die tonight, Sidney? Your mother sure didn't." And then she's like, "Fuck you, you cretin." She hangs up the phone. Fucking Ghostface comes flying out of the closet, out of a closet door. They have this intense fight scene, you know. She runs up the stairs, which you should never do. She dials 911 from her computer, and then all of a sudden Billy jumps through her bedroom window and all that bullshit. That's like one of my favorite scenes. So so the first one, Ghostface calls Sidney for the first time. My second favorite scene, probably... the movie's good all the way through it, so it's kind of hard to pick two, but, oh, shit, hang on. Either when Stu dies, you know, where Sidney pushes the TV on him, and the TV lands on his head and he gets fried and shit. Either that or probably when Ghostface kills the principal, and then he's like, "Nosy little shit," and then Wes Craven dresses up as Fred Krueger, the janitor, and he goes, "What'd you just say to me?" And then the principal's like, "Not you, Fred." Kind of like an inside joke. I thought that was pretty funny. Where'd my pen go? Oh, there it is. So, I like both of those scenes. I like when Stu dies, and then I like when they kill the principal off. I'm just gonna put them both. I'll write all three down. So, killing the principal, and then killing Stu off. I highly recommend it. It's a good movie. I highly recommend it. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. So I'm gonna save Walter. I'm gonna save this and this review for tomorrow. I watched this last night, and I watched this Guardians of the Galaxy Steelbook style, baby, right before I started this show. I'm getting very hungry. All my berries are almost gone, so I'm going to go, and I'm going to make some dinner. I'm going to get some editing done, but I will save these for tomorrow. Tonight's watches, I'm either going to watch Girls' Night Out and watch this guy kill this dumb, annoying bitch, or I'm going to finally sit down and watch the original Stepfather. It'll probably be this one because I've already seen this one, but I may just watch both of these. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be one of these two. Both good films. You know, I've seen this before, and then I've seen the trailer for this, and I've seen the remake of this, and the remake's great. The remake's pretty good. And then I am going to watch one more episode of this. So now last night I watched episode 2, so tonight I'm going to watch episode 3. It's very good. I've been enjoying it. I've been really enjoying it. So, yeah. Definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the money. There we are. So, Lantern, I got about 2.5 pages. So, probably tomorrow's show, I'll fill this all the way out. And then, probably by Thursday or Friday, I'll go buy another booklet like this. And I'll start filling that one out for Walter. Because Walter claimed he wanted the next book. So, there we are. Booyah! Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the show, guys. It's always fun hanging out with you guys. Cheers to the fans. I'll go to the post office tomorrow and check the fan mail. I checked it 2 days ago. Nothing yet. But I don't expect fan mail every single day, but I do enjoy getting it. So be sure to send that fan mail out. Send me a letter. Send me an unboxing. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the fans. I love you guys. I love you. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to the fans. And then tomorrow night, we got Mr. Lantern's show. Oh, hell yeah. Hanging out with Lantern, hanging out with Larry, hanging out with Visions. The Three Musketeers. Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'm taking off. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my friend Lantern on YouTube, Mr. Lantern. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on YouTube. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Follow Fearsman 26 on YouTube. Hell yeah. And then follow my second channel, Fears Vlogs. I'm going to work on a little bit of editing tonight. I'm going to try to get the new vlog, because I have so much footage of the Blockbuster show. I have so much footage that you guys did not see. I'm going to make another vlog of the Blockbuster. Put it on the vlog channel, and it'll be a whole new vlog. So it's not going to be like the first one. It's going to be totally different. Hell yeah. And last, but certainly not least, follow Girl Gamer Resi on YouTube. Alright, this is Fears, signing off. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And this is Fears, signing off. Peace, deuces. I'll see you guys later. Chunk!